Once athletes and coaches have entered data, athlete monitoring analyzes and interprets it automatically and alerts you when someone needs attention. In this tutorial, we'll cover athlete monitoring's readiness dashboard, individual alerts and how to fix tips, access to training reports and graphs, list of daily comments and feedback, list of injuries, and customization of all these features. Let's start with the team readiness dashboard. Open this up just by expanding the team for which you want to view on the Teams page. This customizable dashboard helps you monitor individual training stress balance, or TSB, based on a multifactorial approach and immediately identify athletes who are at risk of injury, which are the ones displayed in red, those who aren't coping well with workload, the ones displayed in yellow, those who are not training at their full potential, blue, and those who are adapting well to their workload and are ready to perform, which is the ones in green. The dashboard combines athletes' individual daily wellness score, health status, evidence-based workload metrics linked to the apparition of injuries using predictive analytics, acute-chronic workload ratios, and week-to-week load increase to provide an immediate global picture of athletes' level of risk and level of readiness represented by the color of the first column showing their name. The dashboard is updated in real time when athletes are recording wellness questionnaires and training sessions. If you click on a cell, like for example this one, the system suggests for you load optimization adjustments to bring the athlete back down to the low risk zone. The dashboard comes pre-configured with workload, wellness, and health metrics, which are all proven to be effective markers of athletes' readiness and risk. It can also be customized to include metrics of your choice. While the dashboard is very useful to quickly identify at-risk athletes, the individual alerts help you understand why they're at risk. This is the Individual Alerts tab, and you get to it simply by clicking on it. There are 3 categories of alerts: wellness, training, and health and injuries. When you see an alert, you can click to access how to fix information. So you can see here, if I click on the alert category, we see all the alerts for this athlete that are within that category. See here, we've got an alert for training lacks variety. If we click on that, it takes us to the system's automatic message for how we can try and fix this. Here it points out that 75% of the time this athlete is doing the same activity, and perhaps we should try and change it up. To get back to the dashboard, simply click Close. Once you find an important alert, you have several choices. You can contact the athlete by clicking the Contact button here. You can adapt the training program to reduce or increase load or modify it if it's needed. Or you can look into the data a little deeper. Let's talk about how to do that. To view training data, simply click the training icon here. You can see the distribution of activities, planned versus reported load. You can add variables to the graph at any time. Export everything to Excel or CSV by clicking here and selecting the date range. You can also view detailed logs by clicking here and change the graph type with these options up at the top. Again, simply click Close to get back to the default view. To view team training data, just open the Team menu and click on the Graphs icon. Here we see all data for the selected team. You can change the team selected by changing this drop down here, and you can change the date range by changing the start or end date here. As we can see, the graph automatically updates whenever you change any of these. You can also disable data that you don't want to see on the graph at the moment by clicking on it in the legend down below. You can even switch to a line chart by simply clicking this option here. If we go back to the readiness dashboard by clicking Close, we see it's very simple to export all the data on the dashboard, including recovery, well-being, training, assessment, and injury, and even raw data and statistics. Exported files are compatible with statistical packages such as SPSS, Python, etc. To export data, click the export icon here. You can also export as a PDF by clicking here. Let's move on to personal feedback. This is the Personal Feedback tab. It helps you centralize all comments recorded today by athletes when completing wellness questionnaire or the post-training forums. If you need to access comments from previous days, you can click the 3 dots here and select the date. As we can see, there were no comments for yesterday, but if we come back to today, here are the 2 comments my athletes have left. Now let's take a look at the Injuries tab. This tab lists all the athletes from this team that are currently injured, as well as what their injuries are. If you'd like to view the injury details or record notes, simply click on the name of the injury. Let's go back. This is the Non-Compliance tab. It lists all the athletes who forgot to enter their data. Reminders can also be set to enhance compliance. And this tab lists all the athletes of the selected group. So you can access data for anyone you want. You can send them a message, add notes, injuries, training data, wellness, or edit their profile. Now let's get into customizing the dashboard to fit your needs. Just open up the Group Options menu and click the Settings icon. Now just expand the Readiness Dashboard section. And you'll see here we have all of our custom tracking values from our daily wellness questionnaire, as well as our custom fields from our training forms. Under Wellness, we can customize which ones are visible and which ones are not, and under Training, we can customize showing or hiding of the acute-chronic workload ratio results, as well as the week-to-week load increase results. Once you've made any changes you'd like, click Save. Now if we expand Training Forms, we can scroll down to the Custom Fields, and you'll see for any of our custom fields, we can set how they're compared using this drop-down here. The Daily Z-Score calculates athletes' daily Z-score and compares it to 4 weeks' daily average. This is ideal for when you need to identify fluctuations on a daily basis. The 7/28 day ratio divides the last 7 days rolling average to the last 4 weeks rolling average, ideal if you want to identify fluctuations on a weekly basis. We can also customize alerts. In the team settings, expand the Alerts section, and alerts can be activated or deactivated as you see fit. You can decide exactly who can see which alerts. You can also generate alerts from custom fields of your choice. Just select the type of analytics on the custom field, and you'll get alerted when individual data exceeds the normal athlete's range. Some alerts, such as sleep, stress, rest day, etc., can also be activated on the athlete platform and often constitute a tremendous educational tool. All you need to do is select whether you'd like something to be visible by staff, athletes, or both. We can see here the lack of variety alert is set to both. Now it's only set to athletes. Now it's only set to staff because of unchecked athletes. And now the alert is completely disabled. Once you're done doing that, simply scroll down and click Save. More details on how the alerts are calculated can be found at the address on your screen now. If you'd like to limit the number of injury options athletes and staff see, you can customize this, lists of injuries as well as body areas, by going into the team settings and expanding the injuries section. Here we see this is the list of injuries, and this is the list of body areas, and you can disable them for the athletes, the staff, or both. We can see here Arthroscope is currently enabled for both staff and athletes. Now it's disabled for staff, and now it's disabled for both. It works exactly the same in the type of injury and the body area, and once you're done, you simply scroll all the way to the bottom and click Save. You can check this checkbox if you'd like to apply it to all of your teams, or if you only want it to apply to this team, simply click Save.